Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season 12. We're back. We're here for round 4 out of 20. It's the Qatar Grand Prix. We have 19 drivers in at the moment. We should be awaiting one more of Yonder to get in the RB to make it 4 out of 4 full grids in Tier 2 Season 12. Right then. Qualifying has begun. Get rid of that. Don't need that. And the drivers are making their way out onto the track. We got the Mercedes heading into turn 1 of Matt. He'll be the first out on track then. And I have now updated all 10 onboards for all 10 teams. Christian's left. Hopefully he joins back. Luckily it didn't retire him. So yeah, they all look the same now, so that's good to see. Right, rundown. We got Birdie Saints for the first time appearing this season. He missed the first 3 races. A very strong contender we thought would be definitely in the fight this season. We have not seen at all. He has jumped ship from Alpine over to Williams, partnering Samurai. So this will be the first taste we see of what Birdie Saints can do in Season 12, and I'm sure he'll definitely be in the fight. I will reiterate, 1 and 2 in the championship, both Finn and Grush are not here tonight, so it's a massive opportunity for the rest of the grid. Finn is not here today and probably won't apparently be here next week. Grush would be here, but he's running late and said he wouldn't get here until 20 past. By then, we'd probably be on the first lap of the race, so really unfortunate for Grush. But we'll see. Yeah, I thought Christian was getting a setup. That's why he left. So yeah, Birdie will be crossing the line now to start his lap. So, a driver we have not seen all season, and a driver we have never seen before in EXFL Tier 2. Poisonous Gold, Louis, is making his debut today. He is a friend of Cal in the McLaren. So, I mean, what he told me to say something by the end of the race. I'm going to say it now just so I don't forget. Louis managed to make his POS console connect. He had issues last week trying to join, and unfortunately he didn't end up joining in Saudi. But this week he is here finally. He's already starting his lap right behind the Ferrari of, I believe, Beanmeister, who's also a face we have not seen this season or ever in Tier 2, the Tier 1 World Champion of Season 4 after many years. Maybe just falling down, struggling slightly. He's back in Tier 2 this time to give it a taster. He's on the Inters, and considering Poisonous Gold is on the mediums, that could be holding him up. But I guess it was his choice to start behind him. Early chaos, as usual, in qualifying. Right, let's go back to the order. Birdie, currently on his lap. Poisonous Gold, probably will go again. Jazz F1, he joined last week after he rejoined the tier, reserving in the Ferrari. Not Ferrari, the Williams, I think. The Williams, he started last. He managed to climb up to one point 9th or 10th, but he ended up retiring. So he's now in the Aston, reserving. We got Ocean Blade. Only appeared once so far this season, and that was round 1. He got taken out on the opening lap, so we really haven't seen much of him. He was in the Ferrari round 1. He's in the Sauber this time round. We got Yannick back in the pink RB. Brilliant result last week out for RB, 2nd and 4th. He is the sole RB at the moment. Yonder will hopefully join him soon. We'll see what Yannick can do then, because if he can get a good qualifying, he usually always does better in the race than wherever he starts. We have Charlie in the Ferrari. Some promising showing so far this season, but ultimately he still is trying to get some more points on the board. We've got Cal reserving in the McLaren once again. I believe now he takes the number 1 spot in most races for a single team, this being his 54th, one ahead of Eggy, which I do have to now announce. Unfortunately, Eggy has decided to drop down to reserve. He's not racing today. He will not be in Mercedes for now, so we'll see if he appears here and there. He has not left, but he will not be racing as much, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's the Mercedes reserve of Poisonous Gold for you. And obviously Matt still trying to get his first points of the season as well. He's really trying, and he's really close, so we'll see if today is the day. We got Ridian. Really unfortunate race last week out in Saudi. It was all over after the first lap. We still have not had a safety car this season in Tier 2. 3 full grids, no safety car. We had 1 VSC, I think, in Saudi, and that was it last week. So Iridian, I know he put a lot of practice in for Saudi, so he must have been very annoyed to get P10, I think, in the end. But he's back here in Qatar, trying his best. We've got a few inter-runners then, setting the time alive then. We got Josh Hewitt, 3 out of 3 DNFs so far for the Alpine. Maybe today he can finish a race at least, and maybe he can get some points. This track is going to be huge with 2 things. It's usually one or the other in every race. Today, this is the ultimate one. Both tyre wear and warnings. That's going to decide everything today. We've got Christian in the McLaren joining back after he got, I think, my setup from time trial. So he's back in the McLaren. We've got Bluey out there in the Sauber once again. We've got Dello, last week's pole sitter, the newest pole sitter in EXFL Tier 2. In the Red Bull, just coming around the final corner. He's kept it valid. He'll open the DRS just before he crosses the line. And he is now the new benchmark to beat. Actually, bit of a fun fact so far. Whoever's taken pole this season has not even finished in the top 5 so far. So, Oren, that's the final car I'm trying to list, ignoring everyone who's set a time. Oren, last week's race winner. He's 3rd in the standings, and he has a big opportunity today to elevate himself towards 2nd and 1st. But, yeah, like I said, Oren took pole in the opening round. He spun, he finished 6th. Grush took pole in the 2nd round. He didn't have the pace. He finished 8th. And Dello took pole last week in round 3, and he spun as well and finished 8th as well. So, like I said, no pole sitter this season has even finished in the top 5 yet. But at the moment, Red Bull are looking good. Cookster in 3rd, Dello in 1st. So yeah, the names I have not mentioned. Cookster in the Red Bull had a really promising round 1, but the last couple of weeks has slowly moved towards the back of the top 10 outside of it. But at the moment, top 3 at the moment, looking very nice. We got Will Renard in the Haas, trying to have a clean race for once. It seems like whenever lap 1 happens, he either gets involved, whether it's his fault or not. But at the moment, he's sitting nice in 5th. Oren just behind his teammate Toby, getting up there once again. Qualified, 13th in his debut 2 weeks ago. Qualified 3rd last week. Bluey has a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Will. Don't know quite what happened there. It's not really going to change Bluey's starting position too much at the moment. But yeah, Toby qualified 13th and 3rd. In his first race, he went from 13th to 4th, gaining 9 places. And last week, he had a terrible start, dropping down to pretty much last, and still managed to come up to finish 4th. So if he can get a good start in a good position, he could definitely be in the fight. 10 minutes on the clock left then, and we're still waiting for Yonder to join. But yeah, let's carry on. We've got Samurai on the front row at the moment. Solid lap from the Williams there, who's once again trying to maintain his consistency. I think out of everyone, he is the most consistent driver at the moment we have in Tier 2. That's why he's managing to still be up there. But he's showing some good pace at the moment as well. So we've got Yannick 7th, Birdie's 8th, Matt and Poisonous in 9th and 10th. I think that is everyone. I've gone through it right. So, about to hit the halfway point. Dello's got a 2/10 gap over Samurai, who's exiting the pit lane now, who's just over a 10th ahead of Toby, who I believe will be heading into the pit lane. So both Hassers and both Red Bulls in the top 5. Oren half a second behind, just in front of Yannick, who's about to cross the line. And he goes up to 5th. You got a little bit of slipstream from one of the Williams there. I think that's Birdie, isn't it? Starting his lap. As a Cow slots up into P8 in his McLaren. And, yeah, I think Ridian, Adam, and Bluey, maybe not Bluey, but Ridian and Adam did their lap times on Inters, so they'll be going again. Adam is on the softs now. Ridian's still in the pit lane. Chaz on his out lap as well. Ocean Blade has started his lap, same with Charlie, finishing their first sector splits. Josh is on an out lap in the first sector, just behind Christian as well. And Dello exits the track. Right, I'm just going to quickly check in with Yonder. Just got back, assuming too late. No! You can join. Let me quickly invite him. There we go. When did he say that? Oh, literally like 10 seconds ago. If you want to warm your tyres, stay off the racing line. Yeah, so apparently the incident between Will and Bluey may have been Bluey's fault. Right. Right, Dello and Samurai on their outlaps. Toby's 4/10 down, invalidated. Cooks was in the pits. Adam went up to 5th while all that was happening. Very close stuff between Cookster down to Oren. So great lap time from Beanmeister. Obviously, Adam and Will, the cousins of EXFL. And at the moment, very close to one another. Ocean Blade goes up to 4th now. Very solid time from him. So Samurai's began his lap, and Dello is about to. Anyone else finishing a lap? Cal's into the pits. Birdies invalidated into the first sector. The 2 Mercedes. Bluey went up to 14th. Chaz invalidated. Charlie first sector. Josh starting his lap. Same with Christian. Right. So Dello flying down into turn 1 then. Not exactly the heaviest braking zone. You just want to carry speed. That's really what this track is. Just maintaining the momentum through 1 and 2. Tight, twisty corners. I gotta admit, it is one of the most enjoyable tracks to drive over 1 lap. In terms of the race, though, it could be a bit of a DRS train. Through 4 and 5 then, and Dello looks planted. He looks much more confident this season than last. He's found so much time in the first sector, is Dello. As that's Bluey out in the pit lane. So Dello looking to extend his advantage. Samurai is up by a 10th and a half. He's got traffic in front of him of the Ferrari. Seems like this session has been dominated by the word traffic. As Samurai crosses the line, then he goes on to provisional pole, 2/10 ahead of Dello, who is up by nearly 3 in the first split. In the middle split, he's lost a slight amount, so this is going to be fine margins between Samurai and Dello if he can keep it within the confines, and he just about does. For track limit wise, 2 corners to go then for the Red Bull. Samurai, who's had 1 pole to his name in his debut last season for the season opener. Dello, who's had 1 pole to his name last week in Saudi. 1 week later, to complete the triple night header from Bahrain to Qatar, Dello crosses the line by 69 thousandths. He's snatched back provisional pole. So yeah, that's quite a gap to the rest to challenge. It's great to see that Samurai's up here. And yeah, Tier 2 really showing that each week is a different story with just how comfortable you are with a track. I mean, look at Oren. He was right up there fighting for pole. 4 thousandths off Dello last week. This week, he's 8/10 off. Clearly showing that Oren loves Saudi. But at the moment, Qatar's proven to be a struggle. But yeah, Dello, back-to-back poles at the moment. And we're still waiting for Yonder to join. There we go. I literally just started to... just called him. Perfect. So he'll get in his car. Everyone will get a little screen freeze, but there's only about 5 cars on track, so that's fine. Dello's not on a lap. Cookster went up to 5th, I think, while all that was happening as well. So Red Bull, looking good. Not on a lap. Ridian's definitely not on a lap. Matt is invalidated. And Poison Gas is on an out lap. So yeah, perfect time for for Yonder to join. And yeah, game on between these two. Who else can challenge? Whoa. Dello just getting out of the way there of some cars. And Toby sitting nice in 3rd. He wants that podium, he said, after 2 P4s to start his career in Tier 2. But there'll be a lot of fighting behind, I'm sure of it. It's very close from 5th to 8th. 3rd to 8th. So we'll see who else can challenge. Poisonous Gold starting a lap then. 2.4 seconds down on the pace. There we go. Yonder's joined. So, 4 out of 4 then. Full grids. So far this season. That's great. Dello heading in, 3 minutes 40 to go. He should definitely have enough time to head out again. As everyone in the pits is gearing up to go for their final flying run. The calm before the storm. Ocean Blade followed by Will. Heading out onto the track then. So let's carry on with Louis. As he's making his way through the tight and twisty sections of Sector 2 then. Well, he needs to find 7/10 just to gain 1 position, which is his teammate for this race. So Bluey has retired from the session. You add that 5-place grid penalty, he will be starting last. It doesn't matter if Chaz, Yonder, Josh or Christian set a lap. He will be last for the Qatar Grand Prix. Poisonous Gold goes wide, just about keeps it valid. He's got some traffic up in front of, I think that's Christian, just getting out of the way there. Has to destroy some boards to make sure Poisonous Gold carries on with his lap then. 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. Will cross the line. It's a 23.4. He improves by half a second, but the position stays the same. So Christian now beginning his lap as the rest start to pile out the pit lane. Traffic, like I said, has been a big part of this qualifying, and I don't think we're about to see the end of it quite yet. Cookster's now beginning his run. However, that says invalidated, so unless he's fueled for another run, I don't know if he's just messed up there. Because sometimes when you go through... Who's going through it now? Sometimes when you go through the long right-handers here, if you go off the track and let people through, a few tracks say this and next lap invalidated. It's very unfair, but that's how it is. Anyway, Birdie Saints drop in P13 at the moment. Now, qualifying hasn't always been his strongest suit, but his race pace has been one of the best in the grid last season. So this season, let's see what he can do. He's coming around the final corner, and if he can at least start off with a good qualifying, that sets himself up very well for the race. Best qualifying, I believe, of third at Spa last season. Obviously, he spun on the opening lap at Les Combes. But he's heading down to turn 1 then, and let's see what he can do. Heavy braking zone, at least for him, down to gear 4. Through 1 and 2. Slightly missing the apex, but he's keeping it planted, burning his battery. And I am sure he's a bit out of practice after, well, it was a month and a half off season. You include the 3 weeks he hasn't raced, so call it just over 2 months. Not really playing the game as much. He's up by a 10th. So if he can at least maybe get into the top 10, that would be something to be happy about in that Williams. Meanwhile, his teammate Samurai has begun his final run, trailing by about 700ths pole. He finishes his first sector split then, and he's up by 56,000. So, game on. Christian has retired in P14. He'll go no higher than that. Jazz F1 is on his final lap. Yonder's in the pits, and I believe he's not going to have enough time to set a lap. Hewitt's starting his run now. He's also got to get a time on the board. Dello starts his final run. Toby will follow him soon as well. EXFL Senna's gone off. It looks like his qualifying is over. P8 at best for the Haas car as Oren round the final corner. Looks like he'll be, I think, the last car to start a lap. Birdie crosses the line then. Where's he going to place that Williams? It's P11, so he's just missed out on the top 10. Here comes Matt, invalidated in P15. The session timer isn't over yet. 5 seconds to go on the clock then. So, Cal comes around the final corner. This will be the first official lap time then. To end the session, it's P11. And behind him, Samurai does not get pole position. He must have made a mistake somewhere or just not gone as quick. And he's 8 thousandths off his own time. So, at the moment, pole is going to Dello. Ocean Blade has gone third as well. And what about Dello? He's getting held up by the sister Red Bull as Ridian goes up to P4 as well. And yeah, I'm sure Dello will not be able to improve now because he's been impeded by the RB. As Chaz F1 now goes up to 4th as well. Yonder. So it may have been Yonder's AI that's held Dello up, unfortunately. If he still keeps pole, then it's not too much of a worry. But at the moment, who can challenge? Adam went up to 5th. Josh went up to 9th. Yannick's 8th. What about Toby? He's up by 6/10 in his 3rd race for EXFL Tier 2. Could Toblobster get it on pole position? Samurai's done. Dello's been impeded. Toby round the final corner. Is it pole position for the Haas? Crosses the line. It is. Toby's on pole by 1/4 of a second ahead of Dello. Who else can challenge? What about last week's pole sitter? Oren goes up to P4 to make it an Aston 4th and 6th. And I believe that is everyone. Matt will cross the line now. And what, 16th? Yeah, 16th. And yeah, Birdie didn't cross the line with the checkered flag drop. So that is the grid. Toby is on pole then. 4 out of 4 different pole sitters. But considering what has happened so far this season, pole has not been the best place to start. 1st to 6th, 1st to 8th, 1st to 8th. Let's see if Toby can break the trend. I'm sure Dello will be annoyed. I don't know if there was 2.5 tenths worth of improvement out there for him. But considering he was down after the first sector, then got impeded, I'm not too sure he would have got it. Either way, Toby's got pole, Samurai's 3rd, Oren 4th, Ocean Blade 5th, Chaz 6th, Adam 7th, Ridian top 10 start. Same with his teammate Josh. Yannick Cookster dropped down at 11th in the end there. Senna 12th, Cal 13th, Birdie 14th, so he's got a lot of work to do. Charlie 15th, Matt 16th, Christian 17th, Louis P18 on debut, and well, it's Bluey and Yondo who share the 10th row, but they will swap due to Bluey's grid penalty. Right. Where did Oren qualify again? 4th. Yeah. Ugh, my mic's going all weird. Ha. Oh. Go away. Right. Yeah, so it was Yonder's AI that impeded Dello. Dello said, don't worry about it. Interesting. So everyone on the... Well, everyone's probably been started on the hards. And at the moment, Ocean Blade and Adam and now Toby and Cookster and Ridian have changed to mediums. If you can make the tyres last, it should be a one-stop. Medium, hard, hard, medium, etc. But, like we know in Tier 2, some do struggle more, some opt for the safer option of a two-stop. Formation lap time then. Let's see what everyone picked in the end. Yeah, so a bit of an array of hards and mediums. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, 8 drivers who start on the mediums then. Toby is one of them, so he will look to get a good start and lead away. Dello, Samurai and Oren will be looking to close up to him around maybe 5 or 6 laps into the race. Ocean Blade on the mediums, so he'll be looking to gain a place or so. Same with Adam and Ridian. Birdie's already put on the grid for some reason. Cookster and Will on the mediums as well, followed by Christian and Yonder in P19. Everyone else on the hards. Yeah, we'll keep it on that. Right. So yeah, 3 different winners and 4 different pole sitters so far this season. Oren, Grush, Dello, Toby, the 4 pole sitters. None have been converted into pole, or like I said, even finished in the top 5. But let's see what Toby can do then. And yeah, 3 different winners so far this season. Grush took the win in the opening race, Finn took the win in the second race, and Oren took the win in the third race. Finn and Grush aren't racing today, and Oren's in 4th. So he will definitely be wanting to gain on the top 2. Let's have a quick look at the standings. So yeah, Finn on 61 is 17 ahead of Grush, who's 11 ahead of Oren. So if Oren can finish where he started, he'll move up to 2nd. There is no way Finn doesn't go into the next race still in the lead of the championship. Oren trails by 28, so that will stay how it is. 3 points behind Oren is actually Samurai. So at the moment, Oren and Samurai would be level if they finished where they are. So Samurai also has a big opportunity today. 6 points ahead of Samurai is actually Toby. So he will definitely be wanting to make his mark as well on this championship. Who's 4 points ahead of Dello. Who's 2 points ahead of Ridian. Who's 3 points ahead of Callum, who's not racing. So yeah, a lot of drivers in that top, 8, who are definitely in with a big opportunity today to get some great points. Right, final cars slotting in then. This time I hope Bluey doesn't have a disqualification when he parks up. Looks all good to me. And we can get the Tier 2 Season 12 Qatar Grand Prix underway. We wait for the 5 lights to come on to signal the start. It's lights out, and away we go. Toby versus Dello then off the line, as it looks like Dello's got a good start, and he has the inside line, so it looks like he's going to take the lead. Then Samurai, then Ocean Blade. Orange drop down to 5th, into turn 1, then Dello takes the lead. Ocean Blade trying to attack Toby as well. It's going off there. The RB and the Mercedes are poisonous gas, poisonous gold, and Yonder. As it's Dello then from Toby, then Ocean Blade, Samurai, Oren, Ridian up 2 spots, fighting away with Adam, who's in 7th, Josh Hewitt, Yannick, Will, fighting away as Toby has dropped another place to Ocean Blade. Those mediums not working for him, as well as Ocean Blade. And into the hairpin then for the first time. We see the Haas on the inside of Will Bernard fighting away with Chaz F1, losing the car slightly. Yannick side by side with the Haas, who's making up a 3rd place on this opening lap. And it looks like he's got the place just about. Bit of contact. Birdie stayed where he is. Charlie's going to spot. Christian up a few places. Cookster's down 5 places. And yeah, not know what happened between Louis and Yonder, but they are right at the back. So, Ocean Blade has gone from 5th nearly to 1st. Did you see that was 35 thousandths between the top 2 at one point? So Ocean Blade really getting his elbows down, considering he's on the mediums. To Dello's hards, he can certainly still fight him. So, biggest gainer at the moment is Matt, who's up 4 places. I didn't catch that, but yeah, he's up to 12th. Biggest loser at the moment is unfortunately Cookster, who's dropped from 11th to 15th. So Dello leads the first lap, but I believe Ocean Blade is going to lead the second. He goes to the inside, and he's going to become the new race leader of the Qatar Grand Prix. As he goes to the inside, has the tyres at this stage of the race, and he has gone from 5th to 1st in 1 and a bit laps. Brilliant stuff from the Sauber. It's a complete polar opposite to his race, his other race this season in Melbourne, where he retired in the first lap. Ridian fighting away with Oren. Toby fighting away with Dello. So swaps everywhere you see. Is this Qatar? Because Toby's back up into 2nd now, ahead of Dello. And Ridian's getting a move on after starting 8th. He's up to 5th. They really did hear the whole thing about today is a big opportunity for the championship. So yeah, that's position changes. We got 6 medium runners in the top 8, so clearly that helped them at the start. And yeah, I'll leave it on penalties, because that, like I said, is certainly going to decide a lot of things in this race, along with tyre wear. How well can you look after your tyres? And in terms of fuel light, as we see Cookster getting past Christian there, no one has a yellow fuel light, so I think everyone's fueled fine. That's also been an issue in the past, but like I said, tyre wear and warnings, that's what you have to look out for. So Ocean Blade is 6/10 ahead of Toby, and Dello has just lost all pace within the span of a lap, and he's lost DRS for good measure. So he leads the biggest DRS train all the way down to P18, as Bluey's on his own, and unfortunately Louis, on his debut, is down in last. So Toby closing up to Ocean Blade, the 2 medium runners, running away with it slightly, as Ridian's made up another place on Samurai, and Will has got past Adam, and Charlie's got past Matt. So a few more swaps going through the field. It's quite cool to see Will and Adam fighting. And yeah, Ridian, as Matt gets the first penalty then of the race. Ridian has halved the positions he needs to get to the front. He's a man possessed at the moment, and next up he's got a car who doesn't have DRS on the next. Really using those mediums to good effect there. As yeah, Toby got so close. Oren and Will are now fighting away as well. So Will trying to make a move on Oren, who's just kind of sitting where he is right now. One of the only hard runners in the top 8. For now, he keeps ahead. We're going slightly wide there. Dirty air is obviously going to be affecting a few of these guys. So yeah, Toby got really close to Ocean into turn 1. But decided not to do anything with it. So we'll stay behind for now. They're pulling away from Dello. Like I said, qualifying pace to race pace, very different. That might be a warning for Dello as well. Those who don't thrive in qualifying could thrive in the race. That might be off for Oren as well. Birdie now gets a time penalty too. It's not looking good for one of the stars of last season in his first race this season. So let's start lap 4 then with Ocean Blade riding aboard with Toby. He's blasting his battery. Wow, 60% against Ocean Blade. He can see him flashing, and he can see himself now taking the lead into turn 1. But Ocean back round the outside is in front of Toby, and Ridian has got past Dello up into P3. So that was elbows out from Ocean Blade. There was slight contact there, as I think Toby got a little tagged. I think that was okay, but yeah, I really thought Toby had it there, considering the battery difference and speed difference, but Ocean lives to fight another lap. And now Ridian is the de facto train leader from 3rd all the way down to now 11th, as it looks like Cookster has his own little train to lead. There's a gap going up now. Yeah, top 3 on mediums, 3 behind on hards. I'm sure in a few laps, Oren, Samurai and Dello will be more than capable of fighting back what they lost. As for Will and Adam, they might fall further down soon as well. But undercuts and whatnot, it's all about balance and what will prevail. So 73%, Ocean Blade's got pretty much half that. As there was a swap there. I think Yonder, who started 19th, is up to 15th. He's got Charlie and Matt right in front of him. Chaz right on the back of this big DRS train up to 3rd. But we look to 1st. Ocean Blade trying to break the toe, going to the right. And, well, you can see the red light flashing, does Toby, but he decides not to attack. Josh now, 3rd man with a penalty. Adam sniffing on the inside of that Haas, who goes wide. This might be Adam's chance, who fights the former EXFL Senna. Adam versus Will. Will stays in front for now. Adam trying to get the switch back, blasting his battery. What's little left, as Will has more to keep it better in a straight line and stay in front. And Ridian can now just tow the hard runners along. And then when Dello knows he's quicker, he will strike. But considering Ocean, it looked like he was complaining in the chat about his qualifying or those in front. For now, he's the one to beat. As we see Louis fighting away with Bluey. For P19, as Yannick and Chaz are fighting for the final points paying position. Banging wheels. The Aston and the RB. The Aston gets ahead and Yannick has to concede. As Matt has dropped down the order. It's been a horrid time for Mercedes in this last half a season, I guess, as the top 2 are so close to one another. And yeah, there's going to be action everywhere you look here. I thought Qatar was going to be really boring in terms of, DRS training, but it seems like there's so many swaps still. But as we head on to lap 6, this is the closest Toby's been. However, Ocean Blade did get a pretty good exit. He's got a lot of battery. But here comes Toby, giving it absolutely everything. DRS, battery in the slipstream now. He sees the Sauber to his left. This time he's on the inside. But this time he's slightly more in front than he was when Ocean Blade attacked. And now they've made contact again. Dello's back in front of Ridian now. And for the second time, Ocean Blade just has the confidence to brake later, go around the outside, put Toby in an uncomfortable position where he's either going to spin with contact or have to back out. And 2 times around, Ocean is ahead. And I think, like I said last time, that was okay. So Dello's now in front of Ridian. If Toby can just commit more to the inside, brake later, I think he would have that. But yeah, Ocean really getting his elbows out. It's great stuff. Charlie fighting away with Yonder, who's making up another place. Well, he went from 20th to 6th a fortnight ago in Bahrain. And this week, he's gone from 19th, almost up to 13th. But Charlie's keeping his foot in there. But Yonder goes round the outside on the Ferrari. Birdie gets another time penalty and Yonder gets the place. Just about. No, he doesn't. He's lost the car. And Charlie will get back in front. Yonder tried one too many tricks. And he's going to have to try and get him again. So, lap 7 heading up now. And Dello's closing up to the top 2 using his hard compound tyres. I did say 5 or 6 laps in, it would the momentum would shift to the white tyres. So, yeah, looks like Ocean should hang on to the lead into turn 1 here. Look at that battery difference. Jeez. Toby just not trying to do anything. Is he looking after his tyres? Probably. So, the DRS train has gone from 3rd only down to, well, borderline 7th and 8th, extending to about 11th. Cookster still lacking by a couple. He's on his own, actually, as Yonder has got past Charlie now. And yeah, it's going to take a race or 2 maybe for Birdie to get back to grips of the level he was last season. At least at the end. Louis, unfortunately, as much as it's great to see him racing, it's going to be a bit of a dull debut now. It seems just on his own. He's got past Bluey and there's a big gap up in front. Well, I did say Dello was gaining, but now he's not. So, wow. Toby, 100%. Ocean trying to push as hard as he can there. I'd say, what, lap 11, 12? We could see the medium runners in. If anyone pits before lap 11, they're probably on a 2-stop. Heck, if anyone pits now, then that might not be the worst idea ever if you are committing to a 2-stop. They're passing where the old pit lane used to be a couple of years ago. Charlie now with a penalty. That makes 5 cars. And this time is Toby going to go for it as Matt gets his second penalty. It looks like he's going to go for it, keeping his battery on. He sees the red light flashing as Adam, I think, is into the pits. And for the 3rd lap in a row, he goes to the inside. But this time round, he's much more further alongside. But Ocean Blade has the traction round the outside. He keeps doing the same thing. And Toby has to learn from that. But Ocean keeping on to the lead like he has done since he got it on the 2nd lap. But yeah, that was good racing. Toby either needs to just get him fully done into turn 1 or brake later into turn 1 or try around the outside maybe. Because, you know, the outside is actually quite good here at turn 1. So, Iridian's not in that bad of a place, to be honest. He's in the slipstream, well, DRS of a hard runner, but he's got quite a few hard runners behind him as well. Poisonous Gold has got a 3-second time penalty. So, Adam did pit. Like I said, if you pit this lap for a 2-stop, not the worst idea ever. He's caught the back of Bluey. And looks like he'll go down the inside of the Sauber there and give him a little barge. It's a bit borderline, but yeah, he's got the position. So we'll see how good this undercut is. He 100% cannot go to the end on 21 lap old hards. But as we come around the final corner, then Hewitt gets another penalty. Let's see. Because these are the deciding laps to see who's going for a 1 and who's going for a 2-stop. And at the moment, everyone's still looking for the 1. This time round, Toby does go for the left. And this time round, he's fully cleared him. Toby now leads the Qatar Grand Prix until Ocean Blade, what is he doing? Has just taken Toby off. And that promotes Ridian into the lead. As, what happened to Dello? Dello's dropped down to 4th. Well, that is not condoned at all. And that is so unfortunate for what was a great scrap between Ocean Blade and Toby. Has turned tragic. Ocean Blade's given up. He's probably gone. And yeah, Toby's got it all to do. 3rd race in a row. He's now got to have a comeback drive. That was out of order, but that is a huge opportunity for the rest. Dello has dropped 2 places. Well, 3, I guess. Ridian overtook him. I don't know what happened to Dello though. But Ridian now leads the Qatar Grand Prix. It looked all set and matched. Toby took the lead, and Ocean Blade, with a very desperate send, went into him. It looked like he tried to correct by going into the car, which is fair if you don't want to spin, but then he just carried on as the top 3 are nose to tail here. As Chaz gets a 2nd penalty. And yeah, that was obviously out of order, but very crazy. All right, lap 9. Ridian staying out. Well into the background, pitting, and I think that was Hewitt going off. So, top 3, very close to one another. Samurai trying to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Oren's right on the tail of him. Is Oren going to go for both of them? Not quite. Where's Samurai? He's still going around the outside of the Aston, trying to stay in front, which he does. Dello's got a front row seat to this. Samurai cuts Oren off for now. And Ridian watching this all unfold. Oren's not done with Samurai, though. And he's blasting his battery to go around the outside of the Williams. And he does get into P2. And he nearly clips off his front wing on Ridian. But Oren's back up in a second. Will he try the lead now into the hairpin? For now, Ridian stays in front. And look at this. Nose to tail, the top 4. Wow. I do feel for Toby, but it's not over for him just yet. We're only a 3rd of the way done. He could still come right back into this race. By no fault of his own there. That's just really unfortunate. I'm pretty sure yeah, Ocean might get kicked for that. Well, that's a bit of a sour taste. But anyway, we dive on. 10 laps in then. Where is Adam? He's still with Will. Tyres. Yeah, I don't know if Will's going to make it to the end there. I'd still say lap 11 onwards, the medium runners pit. So let's see what Ridian does. He stays out. Good. What about Toby? Oh, going off there. That's Chaz. Losing a place to Yannick there. That's the 2nd lap in a row we've seen someone do that. No swaps for now at the front. See Chaz dropping behind Yannick. We see in the background Charlie fighting away with Cookster there. We see the McLaren Gaining on Birdie. Into turn 1 goes Christian. Birdie hangs it around the outside there. And there's slight contact between them. But it looks like Birdie's staying ahead for now. And yeah, Christian will have to try and fight again. That outside line proving very useful for a lot of cars. As Adam and Will fighting away. I think they just both got past Poisonous Gold there. So yeah, they're having a nice tussle. If they can get quite a big undercut on the rest of the field here, but obviously they'll probably have to pit again. As for Ridian, I think this lap is the earliest you can pit for a 1-stop. Lap 12 is a bit more ideal, but he's doing a good job. Here's Ridian. Started 8th, remember, in the lead. This is the kind of race he wanted in Saudi last week. Hewitt again with another penalty. Chaz also with another penalty. Right, final corner then. Lap 11. Does Ridian pit? Nope, he stays out. Fair enough. But it looks like that is Chaz heading into the pit lane. Only 11 laps on hard, so he pits before some of the medium runners do. And here comes Oren then to the inside, and he hits Ridian and takes the lead. And yeah, that was bad. We got a yellow, and that is... Oh, that's the Haas of Will off in the final sector there, unfortunately. Yeah, that was... Oh, as we got more battling here. Samurai versus Ridian, who's under big pressure now. Delo's in the middle as well, and Ridian's just going to hang on to second. Delo's trying to fight with Samurai for third. Samurai slightly ahead. He'll have the inside line heading into the hairpin. Who will break later? Pretty much even. Samurai slightly in front. And it looks like he's going to stay in front. Unless Delo tries something, but he doesn't. Thinks better of it. So, Oren is now the new leader of the Qatar Grand Prix. As I think that's Toby and Yannick fighting away. Yannick stays in front. Yeah, Oren started 4th. And surely this is the lap where Ridian will pit. Same with Toby, same with Cookster, same with Christian. Oh my god, Josh Hewitt trying to move on Delo there. Thinks better of it. Yeah, I do not know what happened to Will, but unfortunately his race has been run. And yeah, look, Oren is absolutely flying away because Ridian's mediums are screaming and he's holding everyone up. But yeah, that was interesting into turn 1. That move from Oren that made Ridian nearly get swiped. Ridian comes into the pit lane then. Definitely going for the 1. Slowing down. Same with Toby. Same with Cookster. Slow down. Don't speed. All good. Christian decides to stay out for one more lap. Interesting. Samurai fighting away with Delo once again. Samurai still in front, but Delo's hanging it around the outside. There's contact between the Williams and the Red Bull, and that allows Josh Hewitt to capitalise. That just looked like tyre banging, really. Don't really know if that was anyone's fault per se, but yeah, Samurai stays in front. Delo losing another place then. And yeah, this has really helped Oren, who's just been in the right place at the right time, it seems. Right, let's have a look at Adam. He's 23 seconds off the lead on 5-lap-old hards. I don't know how long a pit stop is here, but he could be maybe in the fight. I mean, obviously he's going to have to pit again. But like Josh Hewitt was, I think, last week in Saudi for, what was it, Samurai, in terms of pit stops, when Finn came out of the pit lane. No, when Oren came out of the pit lane for Finn, it could be a similar thing. Samurai keeping the gap, maybe lacking a 10th or 2 on Oren's pace. Josh Hewitt, I mean, he's up in 3rd to be fair to him, but all those penalties are going to not do him any good. So the top 5, well, I was going to say are going to stay out for a few more laps because they're on hards, but Josh has done half the, well, not even half the race on hards, so what's the thought here? Anyway, he's probably going to pit onto, what, mediums, I guess. 15 laps on mediums, that's going to be a tall order. 2 McLarens still hunting on Birdie, who's staying in front for now. So where does Josh come out in context to Adam? Chaz sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So Adam is ahead, and so is Chaz. And oh, there's Ridian. I didn't even realise... Well, I did realise Ridian's pitted, but he's under pressure from yonder. And the 2 Alpines now see another pink car in front of them. But it's yonder, and Ridian's fighting away with a car who hasn't pitted yet. And this is kind of crucial for his race. They're both blasting battery. And Ridian knows this is a crucial move because he's going to lose a lot of time if he stays behind. And for now, that is the case. Yellows, and I have shock. It's the Haas who's gone off in the final sector, unfortunately. And yeah, Ridian, this is losing him quite a bit of time being stuck behind yonder. Chaz F1, I've just realized. Oh, he pitted on mediums, that's why. So he's pitting again. Otherwise, he would have been, even with the penalties, a great position as he's going to close up to Adam. That was a penalty for birdie. Caught that. 4.6 seconds now. Oren has been biding his time all race, being in the trade, and now he can excel as Samurai. Looks like, I mean, he's obviously one to struggle on tyre wear. It looks like his are reaching their end. Delo's closing in, and Yannick out of nowhere has just joined these guys as well. And Charlie's not even a million miles off either. As that's Christian going in finally. I think all the medium runners who started the race have now pitted. We've lost one car, and it was Oceanblade who decided to give up and take Toby with him, unfortunately. Speaking of Toby, he's found himself behind both Alpines. And look, Yonder's just pulling away. Oh, Yonder. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was going to say he's doing amazing if he's still on the tyres he started. So Yonder pitted quite a few laps before the others and undercut them all. And Josh Hewitt is now ahead of Ridian. So that's interesting. Ridian, who was at one point the leader, has got the other 1 point leader of Toby behind him. And Oren would come out maybe where his teammate is. Will gets a penalty. Chaz has got to try and overtake Adam. These two have both got one more stop to make. So this is for position. Christian with a penalty. That's 8 of the 19 now. Lap 15, and we should be expecting the hard runs to pit around lap 17 or so. Samurai has been under big pressure. He's checking his mirrors more than I guess he wants to. Than I guess he really wants to. But it looks like Delo might be able to get the place here. Yannick watching this unfold, not bothering to get in the slipstream. Samurai not blasting his battery. Delo waited so long there to pull to the left that he actually ran into the back of the Williams. Yeah, I'm going to put that one on Delo. That was way too late of a move of getting him. As Cal has got ahead of Birdie now. Both on the hard compound tyres. I think they started on. But yeah, a lot of interesting moves today. And that one was just a bit too late. Delo could have easily moved left like a second or so early. It would have been fine. But yeah, that could have so ended in disaster for the pair of them. Chaz has got past Adam. Josh has got past Yonder. Ridian has dropped behind Toby now. As Josh is trying to fight away with Yonder. Ridian tried to get past him here. And with the dirt, yeah, Josh is not going to be able to get past him either. So it could be a bit similar to last week, actually, for Oren. Who I'll put... Oh. There we go. Kick me out of my party. Oren, who took his 10th Tier 2 victory last week, is only one off the all-time record of 11 victories, currently held by the man in P11 of Josh Hewitt. So if Oren does win tonight, as we see a few diving off into the pits, that's Yannick and Charlie. If Oren does win tonight, he makes history and equals Josh Hewitt on most wins in Tier 2 history, as Delo has finally got past Samurai. As, Yannick and Charlie. Charlie puts the mediums on. Yannick does the same. And Charlie's actually got Yannick in the stops, I believe. Yeah. Adam coming back at Chaz into turn 1. Chaz spots it, and Adam... That's probably on Adam. Chaz gave the room. Adam went deep and tight, but yeah. Anyway, fighting away is Yonder and Toby. Yonder deep into the corner as well, but Toby has the tyres and the battery to get ahead. Where is Ridian? There he is. Watching all that unfold, I guess. Right, let's have a look at stops. So currently, the leader who has stopped is Chaz F1. Adam will obviously be pitting kind of soon. 9 laps. Chaz and Josh definitely have to get a move on considering the penalties they have. Maybe that's why they decided to go with this strategy. Lap 17. This wouldn't be a dreadful lap to pit, to be honest. But Oren's going one more. Which is fair. 12 lap medium, 17 hard. Seems ideal. Same with Delo. Same with Samurai. the puncture drama we had last season on the last lap or two. Samurai and Navik getting punctures, who were currently the top 2 in the championship at the time. Cal now pits. Birdie is staying out. And yeah, Chaz overtakes another car, but obviously again, Chaz and Adam will be pitting. Cal will drop all the way back near his teammate, I believe. Anyway, let's look. Any battles going into turn 1? Toby fighting away with Josh. So, at the moment, Toby is kind of going to be the new leader, no? I mean, well, maybe Oren will come out still ahead, I don't know. But he knows the 2 ahead are still going to pit again, and he's overtaken those who are going to the end. So Toby's still done a great job to get to where he is. Definitely probably should have won today, but it's not over. We'll see what happens. We're only 2/3 of the way in. Oren absolutely flying. He's got on with it. Qualifying was not the strongest for him. 4th, it's still something to do. And yeah, he has made the most of it. Samurai has been sticking with Dello very nicely, and Oren, I think this is the lap to pit. No, it's not. He's going one more. It looks like his tyre management has been key today. What about Dello? Yeah, he's calling it there. Samurai stays out. Oh, that's very surprising for the Williams. Dello pits then, and now we're going to see where he exits. As you can see, that big train of cars from Birdie now leading it all. But I'm sure he'll pit soon now as well. Enters the pit lane. Yep, right when Chaz catches it. Chaz has got a 4th penalty. I thought someone sped there. Toby, fastest lap of the Grand Prix then. As he's closing up to Adam. There's Chaz. Where does Dello exit? Behind them all. What about Charlie and Yannick as well? Yeah, behind them as well. Josh also with a 4. Josh and Chaz are just in unison at this rate. So, Dello comes out in 11th. Take away 8 seconds is 25. Oren comes out. Oh, as Ridian gets past Yonder finally. Yeah, Oren's going to come out right where Toby and Josh are. As Toby's caught up to Adam. What do we want to know? I guess I'll just keep it on tyres for now. You'd assume this will be the lap Oren and Samurai pit. It's actually a bit deja vu seeing the Aston and Williams. But yeah, Birdie gets another time penalty. Let's put it there we go. Right, Oren's in. And Samurai will be to that front right. Doesn't look the healthiest, but finally they'll get rid of them. Slows it down. No one's sped today so far, so that's good. And Chaz F1 is going to lead the Qatar Grand Prix. I don't know, for a lap or for a couple laps. Oh, he's gone off again. Bluey gets a penalty. In the background, Adam finally pits. So that frees up Toby, who's under pressure from Josh Hewitt, who's deciding not to blast his battery. And there goes Oren, exiting the pit lane. There is Toby. There is Josh Hewitt. And yeah, Josh runs right into the back of Oren. And he gets forced off the track. Oh my god, I can't get a good angle. As yeah, Oren versus the 2 Alpines and Josh Hewitt and Oren, who've had history before in Singapore a few seasons ago. Yeah, Josh Hewitt decides to back out of that. As yeah, a cool head versus a lost head. As Josh also decides to give up 4 out of 4 DNFs. And he pulls over to one side. So, Oren came out the pit lane in front of Josh. Josh ran into the back of him. Skill issue, and then nearly took him out. But yeah, Oren is in a decent position now. I don't think he would have any damage from being run into the back of, but on standard reduce. But for now, he's now going to chase after Toby and fight him for the win. Toby would obviously be a lot further down the road if it wasn't for what happened on lap, what, 10? Not 10, 8. As that's the Haas of Will going off into the gravel. And when will Chaz decide to pit? As that's Bluey retiring in the pit lane. Chaz decides to pit now. So much action everywhere you look. Chaz speeds into the pit lane. Oh, I was actually going to be interested to see what he could have done on his newer set of tyres. But right. Yeah, I don't blame him, to be honest. So, 3-way fight here. Dello's involved with Charlie and Yannick, trying to get past the pair of them. So that's allowed the top 4 to get away. Yonder, is definitely going to pit again. So Ridian could still salvage a podium out of all this. Now, Toby's been involved in one incident that I can clearly say 100% wasn't his fault with Ocean Blade. Oren's been involved in one thing, and that was when he got past Ridian. That hit, that move, was a bit much. So these two are both been involved in something. I guess Ridian you could also include in that too. Samurai and Dello have really been put out to dry here, and Charlie and Yannick have really gained a lot through all this. So we've lost 4 cars. Ocean Blade, who less said the better. Bluey, who just retired in the pit lane. Josh Hewitt, who retired on track. 4 out of 4 DNFs now, and Chaz F1, who just retired after speeding in the pit lane. So it's a big Haas sandwich from 1st to 16th, and well, on at least heading on to lap 22. Toby's led the lap, but it looks like Oren is going to retake the lead. Toby, who fought with Ocean Blade a lot for the lead, now finds a new competitor of Oren, who's going to go around the outside, and this time round, he has got the lead. Look at the traction he's got. Swaps everywhere you look, though. Yonder versus Ridian. Dello versus Yannick. So, yeah, all of the top 6 swapping. Yannick now gets a penalty, as the 2 McLaren swap. They've both got ahead of Birdie. And, yeah, Adam has got a lot to do if he wants to salvage any points on those new tyres of his. Makes the move and gets in front of Matt. Down the road is Birdie. Maybe Adam can get a point. He'll get Birdie, who's fighting away with Callum. Round the outside goes the Williams. Great traction to catch Cal, maybe napping slightly. Who goes off, gets a penalty. So that will help Adam's charge even more. He's got 3 cars in front of him who all have penalties. So Adam could certainly get P10 here. As for the top 9, only 2 people with pens, Yannick and Charlie, so the rest have done a great job. And, well, even if Oren gets any sort of penalty for the thing with Ridian, he might have a big enough gap by the end of the race to be fine. Yonder's certainly going to have to pit again, so Ridian and Dello will be fighting for this podium. And, yeah, Dello's been making his way through the order. Past Charlie, past Yannick, and now it looks like he's going to try and get Ridian. Does Ridian have DRS? Yes, he does. That might help him slightly. From the charging Dello, who's gaining on the pink and blue Alpine, but he's flashing, and Dello can see it. Turns his battery off. Stays behind for now. He's on much better tyres. And they've caught Yonder, who, remember, started P19 and is running 3rd at the moment. And Dello just has to spot his chance to overtake Ridian, as Yonder's been a thorn in his side for a lot of this race. Big dirty air moment there for Dello. Big DRS train from 3rd down to 7th. Charlie's actually doing a good race here. Why do I speak? He runs into the back of Yannick. Just about avoids any sort of issue there. But yeah, overall, Charlie has been doing a good race. He's looking on for some good points. No one's got any fuel lights still. No, we're good. And yeah, Yonder will stay in 3rd for another lap. 12 laps on those hards. Could he go to the end? Maybe, but I'm sure he won't finish where he is right now. However, Ridian's really struggling because he's nearly lost DRS to the RB. Jeez. Right, so Ridian... Oh, never mind. Yonder pulls off into the pit lane then. And that will help Dello. Is he close enough to Ridian? The DRS has just helped him out there. Who goes defensive, so Dello can't make the move. Good defensive move from there from Ridian, who parks it beautifully on the exit of turn 1 there. And doesn't give enough of a gap for Dello for 2. This is brilliant driving from the Alpine. And Dello going this way and that, blasting his battery now, trying to capitalise on Ridian, who's slightly ahead, backs out for now. This is good racing between the two. We haven't really seen any sends into the hairpin yet, because the dirty air through 4 and 5 is too bad to get close enough, unlike 24. So yeah, Dello, next lap, should be able to get Ridian, because Ridian will not have DRS. And Samurai's closing on these guys too. That's going to... He's at least going to gain 2 free places based off the pens of Yannick and Charlie. Cookster's been silently closing up through the order. Adam will definitely either gain 2 or 3 spots with the penalties in front of him. Oh my god, how is... Will's been through so much this race and he's still beating Louis, unfortunately. Maybe you'll have a little battle with him, I don't know. Yonder's put the softs on, which is fair. They'll die in like 2 laps, but we'll see how much he can gain. Let's look back to the front then. As Louis and Will are fighting away for P15. Ridian's blasting all he can, and Delo's closing up to him, gaining in the slip. He goes to the inside. Will Ridian hang around the outside? Delo's in front, and it looks like he's going to stay in front. Ridian loses the car, and Yannick now is going to try and capitalise on the Alpine's misfortune. Wheel to wheel, and Ridian stays in front, but Delo has got the place, and he's looking for his 3rd podium in Tier 2. As Matt speeds into the pit lane, and Ridian is struggling with all the medium runners around him. Birdie getting on with it now. It looks like finally at this stage of the race he's remembered where he was last season, and yeah, he's got the gears turning and he's got on with it. So for Adam, a point still might be on for him, but Birdie is making sure he doesn't beat him. Yeah, that's Williams in 7th and 8th. So yeah, at the moment, even if Oren got any penalty, he's fine. The top 3 pretty spaced out. Delo, does he keep Ridian in DRS? Can Ridian even stay in DRS with the battery he has and the tyres? Yannick and Charlie trying to get past the Alpine as they have a chasing Williams close to them. Oren starts lap 26, then 4 to go. And Ridian has DRS, but he's out of a second now. But the DRS is very powerful and it's got him back in, so fair enough. Alright, let's put it to penalties then. Everyone's made their final stops, I guess. So yeah, at the moment the 2 McLarens, who have been pretty close to one another all race, unfortunately it's just going to come short of points as Adam is flying away with Will's ghost lapped car. It looks like Will made another pit stop. That's freed up Louis to finish P15 on debut. Well, actually, no. He's going to get 14th at the moment. He's beating his teammate by half a second due to the penalties. But considering Matt just pitted, he might stay where he is. '29. Yeah, it's going to be close with Birdie. And yeah, this train that Delo's leading all the way to Samurai. Ridian's actually done pretty well on this lap to close back up to the Red Bull, who's just saving his battery, biding his time. But Ridian's still going to try and strike. As oh no, Delo's got a penalty. We caught that. And now Ridian's chances of a podium are well and truly back alive. And Samurai's, to be fair. As Charlie, Yannick and Delo now all have penalties. I keep wanting to say Senna, but obviously, yeah, Will gets another one. Fighting away with the McLarens. That's going to put, I think, Cal off there. 3 to go then. And, yeah, this 5-car train, this is what I think I was envisioning when he gets to this stage. No one can really make an overtake. But Samurai is going to try and prove me wrong. That was close. Between the Williams and the Ferrari and the Dirty Air. Carrying on. Yeah, Samurai is usually pretty good at not getting penalties. And yeah, Ridian's done a great job today. But considering just what just happened, Delo's just put his foot down. And he's not even burnt that much battery. Or either Ridian's made a mistake. Either way, Delo is getting on with it. Trying to obviously build that 3-second gap. He's going to have to hope and pray. The people behind start battling. Matt with another penalty, which gives Louis a bit more of a chance, but he's also got a penalty. Oren begins the penultimate lap then of the Qatar Grand Prix. Toby, Samurai's now got a penalty. Oh no, that's just cost him quite a few valuable points, and Ridian is looking good for this podium now. He just has to make sure he doesn't get a penalty. Yellow for Will, I guess. Yep. So yeah, even if Toby didn't have his whole incident here at turn 1 with Ocean Blade, we could... Oh, as Samurai and Charlie are fighting, I'll save that for a minute. As Samurai to the inside, looks like he's got Charlie. And this is for position now. So Samurai has made up a place. Good on him. But yeah, even if Toby didn't lose all that time he did, we could have been in for quite a cool finish. Oren chasing Toby down, maybe. Them fighting. But I think overall, Oren may have just been able to be the sole winner today. But Toby, well, who knows? Both of them deserve it. As Adam's fighting away with Yonder, who's caught up to him, actually. Yonder goes off the track, avoids the warning. As, look at that! It's a 3-second gap now. The podium is now being challenged by Dello and Ridian, who, well, it's a bit like Bahrain a fortnight ago. I'm going to win this, and now he might not. I'm going to get a podium today, and now he might not. It's borderline. It really is. So we're heading on to the final lap then. Oren crosses the line to start the 29th and final lap. Toby will be second. Dello, as that's Yonder fighting away with Christian there. Dello is actually closing up to Toby quite well. But yeah, Ridian under big pressure from Yannick, who's trying to get that podium. But at the moment, it just looks like it's just fallen away. Yannick closes up to the Alpine. And Samurai as well to the inside. They both get past Ridian on the final lap. And one more lap. Maybe Samurai could have fought his way up to fourth. But this has been a pretty solid drive at the end from the Williams. Unfortunate for Ridian. He knows these 2 places he just lost won't matter in the end because of penalties. And yeah, Dello looks like he's done enough. He had the podium. He lost the podium. Now he's got it back. There's yeah, Oren looks like he's going to win this race by about 10 seconds to Toby, who's about 3 seconds to Dello. And Yannick, after all this, is going to be fourth. Him and Charlie. Really silent. That's Birdie out of nowhere catching the pack too. And Birdie and Charlie made contact on the final lap and they both go off. Birdie into the wall. Charlie losing ground. And eventually there was going to be something like that was about to happen. Oren exits the final corner then. It's win number 11 in Tier 2. He equals the all-time record. Oren wins the Qatar Grand Prix. Back-to-back wins under the night sky. Toby comes around the final corner. It's not the first win he was hoping, but it's a first podium nonetheless for the Haas. And Dello will complete the podium, his third podium in Tier 2. It's going off there again with Charlie and Birdie as they cross the line then. And we'll see our orders for the top 10. Dello gets the podium. Ridian was going to get 4th. Yannick 5th. Samurai 6th. Charlie 7th. And Yonder from 19th gets P8. And it looks like Cookster gets 9th. Then Adam did get a point in the end. I mean, I know the conditions in real life at Qatar are very extreme. But you had to have a cool head to do well in that race. And some clearly didn't. As yeah, obviously the DNF glitch for Dello, then the 2 McLarens, and then Matt, what is that, 17 seconds ahead, should be able to beat Louis on debut. So Matt, P14, unfortunate race for him again, and Louis will finish 15th on debut, and Will did finish in the end in P16, didn't crash this time. Oren's won, once again, that takes him up to 2nd in the championship, and well, I'm sure Finn will be wanting to arrive back as soon as possible. Yeah. I don't think I've ever spoken to Toby, but yeah, he's probably got a lot to say in second. And yeah, Dello, I'm sure overall he'll still be happy with a podium. If this could load, that'd be nice. There we go. So Birdie did get the fastest lap in the end, 23.0. Oh god, this race stretch is going to be long. Jeez. Oh my god, it nearly goes off the screen. Right. Oren, Toby, Dello. I think Oren I'll have to talk in a Discord call. I can try and get Dello in. Accept. Right. Right, we have some of the top 3 joining the party. I invited Toby and Dello. I'm just going to quickly message Oren. There we go. We have second and third joining the party now. Quickly just go to the showroom. There we go. Right. Toby, are you there, mate?
Yes, I am.
Hello. Have you included your audio?
Mm-hmm.
Dello, are you there, mate? Frankie? I'll quickly message him. Dello, are you there, mate? Wait, I think I can see his name appearing, but I can't hear him.
Hello.
Oh, hello, mate. There you are. I can hear you now.
Right.
Is there any way for you to include audio on Xbox app?
Yes, I think I've done it now.
Alright, okay, cool. Perfect. Right. Just check one more thing. Yeah, that was on. Right. We'll start off with you then, Toby. I think this is the first time I've ever talked to you.
Mm-hmm. It is indeed.
So yeah, your third race in the tier. Obviously, the first 2 were I guess the races was just comeback drives essentially. 13th to 4th last week. Started 3rd, dropped to pretty much last, came back to 4th again. So this week it looked like 3rd time's the charm. It was going to be a race all at the front, and then it was a great fight. Well, first off, congratulations on pole position.
Thank you.
Brilliant lap. It was a cool fight for the first 7 or whatnot laps with Ocean Blade. You obviously tried the inside, I think, 3 times, and he just hung it around the outside every single time. And then finally, we got to the lap where you went left, overtook him, job done. And then, I honestly have no words for what just happened. Anyway, from your perspective, just take us through qualifying in the race.
Well, through qualifying, I kind of just went at my own pace, really, on the first set off. Just kind of did my own thing. Got used to the setup and that, and blah, 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 blah. But coming to the end, I just thought, got to go as quick as I can, and kind of that happened. So that's qualifying. The race, I'm not happy about it. I think I could tell. I had pole, but obviously Ocean, I think he went for an ambitious dive bomb when I was already turning in, and worst thing about it is when we collided, he just turned straight instead of trying to turn for the corner still. So I'm just not very happy of that, and I wasn't able to do my pit strategy. So yeah.
So the 3 times you tried to overtake him on the inside, the first time it looked really close. Like, it looked like he almost cut you off and you almost lost the car. I don't know if you remember that. Was that on him, on you? From the angle I saw, it wasn't really that
personally
clear.
It's kind of a racing incident. I did go wide, but he did also cut really tight into the turn. So I had no room whatsoever.
The second one wasn't as bad. It was more like just a slight tyre connect, which was fine. The third one was just good racing. But then obviously the fourth one is the big one where you fully got ahead. He tries a desperate attempt to the inside, and then he does that thing where he knows he's going to spin, so he has to turn into the car to not spin.
Yeah.
But after that, it genuinely just looked like a head loss. It looked like he just purposely took you out, or like just took you both off the track, which we never want to see, and I'm pretty sure I'll kick him for that. But yeah, I mean, you still didn't give up, which is fantastic to see. You dropped down at 8th, I believe, and were back in the lead by lap 22. Unfortunately, obviously, Oren got you. He won by about 10 seconds, so with all the time you lost, do you still think you would have been able to beat him? Or
well, with the pit strategy, I think if I had actually gotten what I wanted, which was 13, 14, I think I would have had a fighting chance. But yeah, Orin was definitely quick on their mediums at the end. I can say that. But I don't know.
yeah,
It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like the outcome, you'll never know really.
Yeah. I mean, it's still your first podium in the tier. Obviously, it could have been better circumstances. I could tell when you crossed the line on the last lap, you did, yeah, just from the body language of the car, you did not seem that happy. But still, it's a great amount of points to gain on those not racing today, putting you as a contender for this championship, I think, which is great to see.
Really?
And you should still be happy with what you've achieved. Yeah, I mean, you've had fourth, and second, so that's 42 points, and the leader's on 61. So yeah. Yeah. The top 2 in the championship didn't race today.
Oh, did they not?
Yeah, so I was saying you and Oren and Ridian and everyone. Big opportunity today for some points. That might make things worse now in your head, thinking, if I won, I could have had even more. But still, it's still a silver lining. Second, silver, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm going to try and get Oren in the pie as well. Just give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. Oh no, I've lost him again. Hang on. Where is he? Okay, just give me a sec. But anyway, yeah, still, it's P2 today. Next week is Japan. Thinking about it. You are obviously rocking the white and red for your Haas livery. How are you feeling about Japan?
I'm feeling quite confident. I've raced it recently. I did well, kind of. But yeah, I'm looking confident towards Japan and hoping maybe a win.
Yes, it would certainly be a bit of redemption and well earned. But yeah, for now, well done today. You did everything you possibly could. And, 3 out of 3 races. You're surely showing that you can come back. So that's great to see. Moving on to P3. It is Dello in the Red Bull. Dello, are you there, mate?
Yeah.
All right. So that was a bit of an up and down race from you. You qualified second, I think. Yeah. Second. So you did have provisional pole, and then you got impeded by, unfortunately, Yonder's AI. You missed out by a quarter of a second to Toby's pole lap. Do you think there was a quarter of a second in your lap to take pole again?
Well, I didn't make any time in before I caught Yonder anyway, so I guess that might not. But I know there was time in sector 3, so it's just one of them things you never know.
That's fair. But it didn't really matter because into turn 1 you were fighting Toby for the lead. I think so much happened in that race, I'm trying to recall, but you did get into the lead, even on the hard compound tyres. That was a very good start. But then lap 2, what happened?
I honestly don't know. I literally have no clue. I mean, it's not like I was stuck it's not like I stuck the battery in none or anything. Like, everyone was just catching me so quick. Even like the ones on the same tyres as me on hards. I honestly just no idea, but I did find the pace.
Yeah, so you fell back, but still were fighting for the win, but fell back a few places. And then, it all kicked off on whatever lap it was when Oceanblade and Toby had their thing. So yeah, you were fighting away with Ridian for P3, and then Ridian he got ahead of you, and then on the lap Oceanblade and Toby had their thing, suddenly you had dropped all the way down to 3rd or 4th. What happened there?
So I think either I've gone for the overtake on Ridian or he's gone on me. Doesn't really matter, but we were side by side into uh, turn one, turn two, whatever. And then I don't know. I need to watch it back as well, but there was some contact, and then that allowed both Oren and Samurai um, to like get back ahead. So that wasn't really ideal, obviously, but.
And then obviously the pit stops came, and I think you and Samurai got out by staying out quite a bit and losing time to Oren. Really got the lower end of the stick of having to fight your way back through the traffic, Charlie, Yannick, and whatnot. But you did a fantastic job. And then there was a bit of back and forth in the last few laps of I've got the podium, I've now lost the podium, I've got the podium back with the 3 second, and then really getting on with it to build up a gap. And then really got swallowed up anyway. What were the thoughts in the last 5 laps or so?
So I thought like I could just stay ahead. It's fine. And I was checking the exact moment I got the final warning. I was looking backwards to see just how close Ridian was, because I knew he had like really low wings because he was just very quick on the straights. Either that or he was burning. But so yeah, at the exact moment I got the penalty, I was looking backwards. So I just went off the track. But no, I was sort of I wasn't like holding back before then, but I was remembering what happened last week where I was pushing too hard and I span. But then obviously this week I knew, okay, I've got the 3 seconds. I need to push. If I spin out, well, I'm going to lose it anyway. If I don't, so um, I put like a lap on Ridian at one point. So I just went for it and then managed to build the gap.
That's fair, and yeah, you're actually gaining on Toby by the end, only about 3 seconds off him as well. So yeah, your third podium in Tier 2. Obviously a bit of redemption for last week, unfortunately. Commiserations, but also well done on the pole, but obviously the spin cost you there for P8. But yeah, you're back today, which is great. Like I was talking to Toby, big opportunity today for people to gain points, and you are certainly one of them who has. So very well done. And yeah, final question, like I asked Toby, what are your thoughts on Suzuka next week?
Generally, it's been one of my better tracks across the F1 games. I haven't driven it for a while, so I have to actually check it out.
I think I recall you were in a decent. It was either last season or the season before. I think it was last season where you were in a decent position, but then you disconnected near the end of the race.
I think the wheel,
lost a few places.
I think it was Grush ahead, and I was catching him very quickly, and the wheel was just gone off, and then after that that was it.
And Grush got P3 in that race, so yeah. That's interesting. Hopefully we'll see you fight for the win maybe next week. We'll see. But yeah, good to know. Right, moving on to our race winner who's joined the party. Oren, are you there, mate? Oren? Hello. Oren, are you there? Yeah, let's go in the Discord call. His mic's not working. There we go. Hello. So I think like last week you said your audio just gets automatically included with Discord. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what's happening with the Insta. But anyway, moving on to our race winner then. Oren, you have made history tonight. You have won the Qatar Grand Prix. It's your 11th Tier 2 victory, which means you are now tied for the most wins in Tier 2 history. Congratulations. And yeah, that was quite the race from you. I've been going on all evening about how this was a big chance for those to capitalise on the top two not racing, and you were the biggest one of them, moving from third to second. I think you're only 3 points now behind Finn. So things really do hot up. But yeah, just take us through your race. You qualified fourth, which isn't bad by any means, but you clearly were on about how Saudi was one of your best and Qatar was going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Yeah, through all the craziness, like I said, the cool head will win this one, and you were just in the right place at the right time, making your way up through perfectly. There was only one thing I saw you get really involved in. I mean, even if you got a penalty, it wouldn't change anything. But when you overtook Ridian into turn one, you kind of like, I would say swiped, but like you moved very quickly left into him, and it almost like if I don't know how he didn't get swiped, but it looked like a really big hit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, it doesn't really change too much. Anyway, like last week, you just picked up the pace brilliantly. It looked like you really looked after your tyres in the first half of the first stint for the second half of the first stint to just get on with it. And it looked like everyone else was too busy scrapping. So that might have been the best play today. Because then, again, like last week, you just came out right where you needed to be. I mean, obviously last week you came out still in the lead. This week you still had to get some moves done. But then when you came out of the pit lane, and you may have felt a bit of a touch into turn one. And then a bit of deja vu may have kicked in throughout the first sector. I mean, it looked like you were ahead into turn one anyway, and he just tried to. So I'm pretty sure you didn't do anything wrong. It looked like you were just fully ahead, and he just decided to send it and hit the back of you. You obviously didn't get any damage, but that did lead on to the fight where on the straight he was practically like hitting you and hooking you, and I really did think that was going to end in tears, but then I guess he came off worse. So 4 out of 4 DNFs for him. So is what it is. Actually quite fitting considering he's the person you've just equaled now on wins. Not the best showing from him, but it's good to see you're up there now. And yeah, you got past Toby on lap 22, gave him the chance to at least lead that lap, but then overtook him and never looked back. It was perfect in the last stint from you, so yeah, very well done. How are you feeling about Japan next week? That's fair. So, bit of a mix of answers then. Toby said he's really looking forward to Japan. Dello said it's so-so. He thinks he'll be okay. And now Oren's saying, you never know, which means he'll probably win again. But we'll see. Obviously, if you do win one more, then you do officially become the all-time race winner for Tier 2, which would be quite the achievement. Again, I think we're going to have to open the door in terms of obviously 2 weeks ago we said we'd look into any changes for next week, and then we didn't do any, and then obviously yesterday we said the same thing, and then again we didn't do any. After today, I don't know, because maybe there was some stuff to look at, but we'll just have to see. At this rate, it could be just a common thing every week. But like I said, I obviously want everyone in Tier 2 right now to enjoy themselves this season and go for everything by the end. But when these kind of races happen, we'll just see what happens. But for now, be happy. You've won the race, and I think nothing's going to change that. So congratulations on a brilliant win in Qatar. I believe that's 11 different circuits you've won at now, right? Or is it? It was definitely. You obviously won. You obviously won 9 different in 9, because obviously you got 9 wins, and then you won Bahrain, which you didn't win in season 9, and now you've won Qatar, which. Oh no, sorry, Saudi. Not. Oh no, you did win. You did win Qatar in season. Oh, so never mind. It's your 10th. Yeah, when Seb became champion. Okay, so this is the first circuit you've won twice at. So yeah, well done. Anyway, yeah, I think that's everything then. That has been the Tier 2 Season 12 Saudi Arabia. Start that again. That has been the Tier 2 Season 12 Qatar Grand Prix to finish off this triple header under the night sky. Probably the most chaotic race so far this season. We are yet to have a safety car. 4 races in, 4 full grids. Mental. Today was probably the weakest in terms of probably race wheel to wheel and whatnot. But nonetheless, it was still action everywhere you look. And we'll try and make some changes for next week. And I'm sure Japan will be great. So yeah, we'll see you in a week's time for the Japanese Grand Prix.